Alright, you know what I'm drinking? That 500 vodka. Just to give you a little information on it, the 500 vodka is gluten-free, corn-based, and offers 3 outstanding products that are unmatched on the market today. They have the superior ultra premium neutral and combo flavored vodkas, 500 coconut pineapple, 500 strawberry lime, and the original 500 vodka. Drink sexy, drink responsibly, drink 500 vodka. Watch how we get down. Make sure to grab yourself a bottle at your local Total Wine here in San Antonio, Texas. If you're local, if you're not, you might want to come out here. Check out the website as well, 500vodka.com. Let's get it.
20 inches off the grind, 3 from the curb. Valet that red lobsters, I'm eating mockingbird. Boys and understand, Candy Ralph Lauren Van. I could catch pneumonia from the ice that's on my hand. Piece of cold like Timberland, Trump be waving like a hand. Shooting dice with Donald Trump, Bill Gates, and Eric Man. Practice what I preach, like allegiance, how I crawl. Like the shit under my dick, all I do is fall. Like the shit under my dick, all I do is fall. Like the shit under my dick, all I do is fall. Like a roller coaster, I be sitting sideways. Wood strip on that cage, like Wesley Snipe, I got blades. Twin and little yo, short nigga standing tall. He down your block, making refrigerators.
Yo.
Indeed. It's just a great one, the great show. Well, you're here with Velvet on Velvet Vibes Podcast. Let's get ready to get to it. We're on the hotline with the great one, the one and only 50/50 Twin in here. What's up, my man?
What's up? Oh, just cooling, man. Percolating that time.
Indeed. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, shoot, let's go on and hop into it. Y'all heard it right. It's 50/50 Twin on here with us. So let's go on and get to this interview. See if we can get some nice information here. See if we can learn something today. Yeah, go ahead. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know I'm a fan, man. I'm originally from Mississippi, so we've been, we up on them Houston vibes anyway. So
for sure. You know what close to Meridian is?
I'm from Tupelo.
Okay.
Not far.
Meridian. Yeah.
There you go. So let's just start here, man. How did you come up with the name 50/50 Twin?
Well, I came up with the name. It's obvious. I got a twin brother. That's my brother Bobby. He got 45 years back in the year 2000, and he come up around 2023. So basically, we simulated from us being half of 100. Put the 20 title on now. And, he was just beautiful and into the music as I was, and we came out on the Swisher House. Mouse Hog Outlaw, the very first Slim Thug CD. Many of the main Swisher House singles, Big Ball and Shot Calling.
Man, that was my one.
Also associated with the Millionaire Power Wall, I mean, of those songs, but yeah, that's where it comes to 50/51.
Man, and that was my joint right there, the Big Ball and Shot Calling. So how long you been rapping? It seemed like you've been at it for quite some time.
Well, we come up before, early, at age 16, we got to have with 10 songs, Unified Records, with Color Hills, 2 songs with the name, and I think it done like 6,000 this around 10 and 6 time, you know what I mean? So we saw a lot of the industry at a young age.
Hell yeah, y'all jump right in. When you first came in, was you were you already freestyling, or you were just writing raps at that time?
Well, for the most part, it was a natural talent. Me, Mr. We all went to high school together. Me and Paul Walker, me and went to junior high together, and it was just something that we used to do as teenagers, and we already knew we had it. We already knew we had it. So, it just came natural. So it went from the piece on the table at the lunch at the cafeteria to and we did like a watch house at age 16 on Ponder Chapter 9-6.
You were living the dream real quick, and you was over there at Swisher House. Now, first off, before I get into this, you said you met Paul Wall and Chameleon there back in school. At what point did the color changing click form? How did that process go?
Okay, it actually started when we were 7th grade. It was me, Paul, Chameleon, and his brother Rashad, and we were 7 seventh grade at that time. And, basically when we got older, I went to the Swisher House and Paul was already promoting for Cash Money Records. And he eventually got trouble with Michael Watts, Michael Watts. And we started linking up on old time tapes on that note, but then eventually I ended up we started the color Changin clique, shortly after I was with Paul Outlaw. I was a part of the 2000s, so we started the color Changin clique, shortly after that.
Yeah, I like to see groups that they've been together versus groups that are put together, because a lot of times when a label take a group and they just say, hey, we're gonna put you with this guy and we're gonna make a group, that connection ain't there, versus y'all going to school together, and everything of that nature. So it's a natural connection.
It was definitely a natural connection because we all were talented. So, we talented each other when we were in the studio, when we were in the booth, and even on shows, doing shows, we were naturally each other's hype man because we bounced off of each other from knowing each other so long.
I bet, it seems like they probably at that time they didn't know what they had there, before y'all to be there, and for the level of talent that y'all had. And I know this happens a lot at different labels. A lot of times you may put your focus into a different artist, and then like me, I was like on Paul Wall, I was on all y'all before I even got on, Mike Jones and some of that. And no slight towards them, but I was already on y'all's music first, actually.
A lot of times in the game, I've been told, hey, what's up, OG, this and that, I'm 39 now, but, I jumped off the court so early, and as far as the things that I experienced in the music industry, I was already experiencing from me just being, a person in the city, in the streets, just making it happen, but music plays such a great part, you know what I mean? It's complemented our lifestyle, growing up on that Gulfbank block.
Was it hard to get used to that point once you got, when you went from just rapping around the town to the point that people start noticing you and knowing who you are, or maybe want to autograph and pictures and stuff? Was that a weird transition for you?
It definitely was. going out and opening up for rappers like Juvenile and Stevie Clips before they got with Pharrell, and just interacting with all these mainstream artists like Youngster and Big Mo at the time and Lil Kiki, and it was just relevant. So it was a different feeling when I hit Clinton, Ohio, and and they met me at the hotel with 4 head bottles. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It was crazy to be so international, but on the independent note.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely ahead of y'all's time. Just with that even being said, like, for you going into the point that people start noticing you and you being around these celebrities and stuff like that, did you ever have any moments where it's like, dang, people want pictures? Because it's kind of like when when you moving into that type of light and somebody want a picture, if you don't want to do it, it's kind of like, oh, he's an asshole. But there's sometimes when you're just like, hey, I'm just trying to eat, I'm just running to the store real quick. Did you ever had a moment like that?
Well, I'm naturally a people person, so, the limelight was already something that I experienced as a teenager because, we were block boys, we woke up and got $300, $500. Teenagers, riding in Cadillac, and just getting money. So it was natural, and it was something that we knew would come with it, being that we already had that mind frame, Hollywood block, because everybody was their own stuff. So it was natural. And some artists, they, so to speak, were more punctual with, after club and getting straight to the vehicle, straight to the hotel. But it was something I love too. I love being able to whatever state I was in. So
you never have, even when it comes to interviews, because I know a lot of artists, like, of course we're doing this interview right now, but honestly, a lot of artists are like, man, I hate doing that. So you, even with that, like, you actually enjoy doing interviews, or that's kind of a little shaky thing?
Well, I enjoy, I called on, and the things that we experienced throughout the music industry and just how everything came together from us knowing each other as teenagers and then eventually getting older and seeing things coming to fruition. I never get kind of being a motivator of, keep pushing, So, yeah, I love the interview.
Yeah, I like that because I think about reversing a role and me being in your seat, and I'm like, man, how many times have you told the story, or besides interviews, just running into people or whatever the case may be. So it's good that you're a people person and everything. Now, what about What about people like Vlad? Like, could you see yourself going on Vlad TV? Because a lot of people question his style of interviews and the questions that he asks and stuff. Would you go on something like that?
I mean, I'm big on integrity. Me from previous bad interviews, it wouldn't be something that I would be pushed to go do. You know what I mean? Not degrading him or taking his character, but I kind of like to control the crews when I'm doing interviews. If I feel like the person interviewing is aggressive or inside the family business, I'm not gonna want to do it.
You can tell the temperature of the room by the type of questions you ask. So, shoot, tell me this. Of course, like you said, you've been in the game. I'm gonna even say it. You OG status, super salute as well. Like, who are you listening to now? Because we know music has changed a lot from when you were doing it then, and I'm sure you still, like, I know you still own it right now. Who do you listen to today?
I can honestly say I don't have a specific artist. I listen to what's relevant, and and when I say what's relevant, I mean something with substance. Meek Mill. You know what I mean? He put up music with substance. Kendrick Lamar put up music with substance. Craig. He recently just mentioned me in the Breakfast Club interview that's in one of his inspirations from Texas. He put out influential music. It's more so either the song gets a banger, like my Youngster Fast Lane, with the dog song, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's either jamming or it's influential, but I'm a selective listener for the most part.
Yeah, I feel you on that. What about the state of Houston rap now? Because just like we said, music in general has changed, but just Houston as a whole is there any particular artist that you got your eye on from Houston currently?
Well, the artist from Houston that I more so gravitate towards is Travis Scott. Saying that he thinks outside the box and he's like the producer. You know what I mean? That's a broad arena that he's in. So Travis Scott is pretty much an artist. Killer Young, Nick Lee, great artist. Now, of course, Slim Thug is very consistent. You know what I mean? With 60 feet on the map. And on wallpaper too. So J-Dog gonna keep in the street. So those are each ones that I pick up.
That's fire that Houston is still kicking. Do you ever I know y'all ain't on the phone every day or nothing like that, but do you ever still bump heads with Paul Wall or run into Slim Thug or anybody that you used to kick it with or rap back in the day and y'all run into each other still?
Oh yeah, here and there we bump into each other, because everybody's handling business. But for the most part, we move through the city as we did, since we were teens. We're more friendly, and when we see each other, there's nothing but love, nothing but respect.
I love that. That's what man, like, and I know you wasn't going here, but just like I always hated seeing just like what happened with Cash Money. We all know the story, but it's one thing when a group break up or something like that, but it's even worse when you see somebody that they grew up together, like y'all known each other since y'all was kids or something, and then either money or creative differences coming away, and then it become a problem. But it's just a crazy thing when you've known each other that long. So I like to see that. I like to see the unity because people paint that picture too about Houston that like, oh man, if they can come together and stuff like that, then it won't be a problem. But I feel like it's probably not as bad as people think it is. Of course, people gonna have tension, but I don't think it's like do you feel like the city just tears itself down or not really currently?
Well, I feel like people move how they move for a reason. You have on the music note, of course, on the mature level, all the artists are linking up. It's about digging the city up. Motivating the city. I was just at the Trade Day event. He brought out a lot of great artists. You know what I mean? Give the kids. She had a song with that. It's like more so we all big the city up now. But as far as different artists and having families and having to be here and having to be there, you may not still kick it on a daily basis, but we still linked up at the end of the day.
I can't ask for no more than that. You know what I'm saying? So check this out. With and you spoke kind of on we both talked about the music changing and everything like that. Do you feel like now, like with music that you work on now, do you feel the pressure to rap differently? Because it's kind of like a different, like it's a hard
I feel like it's a hard choice to make because when you hear older rappers that been around rapping like the newer rappers, one side of us is like, man, I don't want to hear you rap like that because we so attached to how you used to rap. But at the same, on the other token, it's kind of like, evolving. Like, hey, this is what music sounds like now. Like, how's your process working out?
Well, my process is systematic. I'm big on individuality, so I stick to my script. You know what I mean? This one is a brand, so I don't get outside my character. My character is very noticeable, and at the same time, I can be, you know, I could be attentive as far as what's going on in the shit and just put some real. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna just me on them. I can't be nobody else, you know. And I'm big on innovation, true, but I never got into auto tunes. I don't follow trends. I try to be trends.
Like that. I like and see. I'm at one point I kind of felt like that, like I was against auto tune, but I'm not really against it. But I kind of feel like what you said, like everybody got their own lane. So when you hear certain people doing it, you're like, come on, I know you don't want to do this. It's just like somebody got in your ear and told you need to do this, and you got people saying that wasn't doing that before. But with the term freestyle, and you probably know where I'm going with this, like with the way y'all was freestyling back in the day, from Swisher House all the way back to DJ Screw and all that. I know when I was growing up, when I first heard that, I never there was never a time that I heard the rap and I said, "Oh, this ain't a freestyle." Like one thing Houston always had to me is it was clear that it was freestyle. Whether it was a second before somebody approached the mic, you could hear people approaching the mic. People mess up sometimes, and and they kept it there. Like if you messed up, people would say, "I dropped the mic" or whatever, and they would come back in, but they would leave it on the song. Like now with the word freestyle, like do you kind of feel away when you hear people say freestyle? And I don't even think they're trying to trick us. We all know it's not. But do you feel some way with that word?
Freestyle basically what motivated me to want to just do that whole rhyme pattern and that free mind frame of getting. It stimulated from me hearing Lil Kiki, DJ Screw tapes, you know what I'm saying? Big Pokey, Fat Pat, and Young Star, June 27th. And all these artists freestyle and just, say freely what's on their mind and then talk about their lifestyle. It became a form of therapy and hobby for us as teenagers. So it all spin off of that. But at the same time, when it comes to somebody freestyling and they say I'm freestyling, it could mean that they have a free fall type of mind frame at that point, and they wrote it in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? I do that at times. I write it down because I'm about to record it, and that was tight. You know what I'm saying? And it's literally a freestyle because I wrote it in a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I see. I've heard that term too, and I've also heard people say like, "Yes, I wrote this before, but I pulled a piece from this verse over here, and a piece from this verse, and a piece from this verse, instead of just rapping a straight verse." You know what I mean? Like you've done that before?
Oh no, man, I'm Castor Troy when it comes to lyrics. I'm a drip on them on the scene. I'm the part of the movie. I'm writing my own scripts, so that's what that is.
I feel you. Now I've seen like recently. I don't know if you've ran into this. I've been seeing and hearing a conversation of basically people are saying they're asking the question: does Houston have or has had in the past more influence on hip hop than Atlanta? Do you feel that Houston probably has more influence than Atlanta, or equal at least?
I would positively say that Houston has more influence in that Rap-A-Lot Records was the first record label to take it nationwide and go to the East Coast with it. Even though they probably wasn't digging that style of rap at the time, but when my mind playing tricks on me came out and took them worldwide, I'd say that Houston was really the first city to produce artists to go nationwide.
Not to mention even Biggie mentioned rap a lot. you know. So yeah, and man, this is I don't know if you heard this conversation, but it's like this, people getting real hot and real tight about it because you automatically want to throw it to Atlanta, but if you sit back and think, it's a valid argument to hear it on both sides. We based in San Antonio, here on the Velvet Vibes podcast. Do you see yourself working with any artists in San Antonio, Kyle Lee, maybe Livola here soon?
Oh, for sure. Kyle Lee, well, I was just talking to Lavola the other day, you know what I mean? And Lavola's going to be on the song that I'm putting out called New Lambo, and we've been talking about it, since he was OG with the Wolfpack.
For real, for real. Well, man, before we leave out of here, it's one of the main things we need to know, because especially for your old fans and some of the new fans who may be hearing this and they're just like, who is that? When they finna find out, what else can we expect from you? Like, is there any album, mixtape, or anything? What you got coming out, and how can they find you on social media?
Yeah, my IG is 666twin. My Twitter is 666twin. You know what I mean? And I'm on every digital outlet. All you gotta do is Google 666twin. You hear the throwback flows with big ballin', shot calling, battle up, freestyle songs with me, comedian, Paul Wall, Big Truck, Live Lamar Sabota, you name them, Lil Kim, you name it. Charlie Boy. I'm on any text order that you name. You can just Google 666twin. And some full of a plethora of it.
I'm loving that, and yeah, and I forgot you work with Charlie, and the crazy thing, like that right there, that statement you made, that shows the love in Houston right there, because it sounds like, of course, you can't name everybody, but just the fact that you can rattle off that many names that people you have worked with or will be working with is a beautiful thing, man.
Man, the way you network determines your network, and it's not about network, simply because we all have our own lanes and we all trendsetters and we all keep the city alive. So that's what it's about. You know what I mean? With the music industry, and they got to trickle down to the streets where we motivate the youngsters to, choose different paths, and just keep a positive energy, at whatever you do. So that's what everybody on down here, man.
Man, that's what I'm loving, for real. Well, shoot, we out of this thing. All right, man. You have a good one. We appreciate you. I'm glad we got the chance to do this interview. And hey, I'm about to throw some 50-50 twin on right now. I'm inspired.